Into Terraform, we're in game. Go ahead and let's introduce our players, starting with the Protoss player at the bottom right corner.
Alright, spawning in the top left, we have flip sides, not FSID3 or FSID or whatever, JonSnow. And spawning in the bottom right, belonging to one of Team Ascension's many competent and wonderful teams, all of which are special and equal and great. We have Creature. Alright, so what kind of builds do you think we're going to see this game? Just quick guesses before they actually happen.
Yeah, I like to think that JonSnow definitely has an idea of what he wants to do, being Terraform, being a third map.
Yes, especially because
I think he could still do it on Coda, which was what he was alright with, but Terraform's probably going to be the map that's going to be the one that's going to be what he can execute that on. But he's actually checking for a proxy 2 gate.
Looking for that proxy, he knows.
Just making sure that there's nothing happening, but we do see that there is a proxy gate out in the middle of the map here. In fact, there's two of them.
These are put rather far back. Is he gonna find these? If he does, that'll be the scout of the century. But no! JonSnow does not see them. Will he go for a pull first anyways? He will.
No, he's going for a hatch.
No, this is horrible. Oh, the humanity. Hold me, Hawkeye.
I'm trying to, but that's not how the internet works. Tramp. Just cover yourself in the blanket as we see the first Protoss Zealot coming out, being chrono boosted out really quickly here.
I think JonSnow is going to go out with a whimper. It's very hard. Okay, let's talk about what you can do. It's very, very, very hard to hold this, especially because JonSnow got the gas before pool. This is the nightmare situation. Literally the most hard build order counter of build order counter. It's almost as bad as if he went 3 half to a pool. He's gonna scout soon his Overlord with the base, and that's probably when he'll first get a hint of his soul-crushing predicament. But what a way to go out if this is how it ends. And it very well might be, because these Zealots are coming up. There's no Zerglings in production. The offensive force is already here. It's only gonna get worse as the seconds tick by. You can potentially wall off a spine crawler with buildings, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I think what we're going to see is Creature go on to the next round in the RSL.
Yeah, so Creature is actually going to focus down on this spawning pool. And we do see 2 spawn crawlers off to the side, so maybe looking to get some action here, but 2 more Zealots are going to come in the main base, so Zerglings are going to start trying to stream out. And these drones, they're just going to... There's already taking massive casualties here,
the
so...
spawning pool.
But we do see a surround on one of the Zealots, but...
To JonSnow's credit, not a single worker has died yet. Not one. And 2 spine crawlers finished. Wow. That's pretty pro. And they're gonna get in position. He will be able to defend this mineral line potentially. Like, this is still kind of dicey, and he definitely loses the Nexus. But he is stabilizing here partially.
Yeah, so we're gonna see that these continue to chrono boost out Zealots though. So Creature is gonna try to get as much damage as he can in, and just starting to get that first gas back at home. Finally, the Broodlings come out, and the Zerglings take this as an opportunity to go down.
Yeah,
but
that really was a timing with the Brood. Like, you basically use your comrade's death to try to kill your opponent. But as things stand, there's enough Zealots here that it might just be able to overwhelm this position, because there's no more support coming in because the spawning pool died. It was a really good, smart decision to focus that down. A little bit unfortunate though the spine crawlers go up, but as things stand, this is still an extremely dangerous position for JonSnow.
yeah, look at that. Even putting down a 3rd spine crawler, starting that queen up, and getting 10 more Zerglings. JonSnow definitely on the ropes here.
Yeah. Behind this, Creature has started probing again, so he will have a follow-up, or at least he's posturing as if he intends to have a follow-up. For now, he's just going to wall off this base. He doesn't have to commit. He doesn't have to lose these Zealots. Nothing, too idiotic. Maybe he could have ended the game, but he's playing this pretty smart. Oh wow, Zergling's sneaking by, getting across the map. Little win for JonSnow, though I'm pretty sure there'll be a decent wall off at the top of the ramp by the time they get there. He can always just throw down a pylon, but he won't be. These Lings will get into the base. Lots of few probe kills going down here, not too many. Only one probe kill. Still no workers killed by Creature. That's impressive out of JonSnow. His tech path of choice is going to be Ling Speed plus a Roach Warren, probably kind of Ling Roach push to try to cancel the Nexus if his opponent takes it, or to withstand a 4-gate, which seems to be the choice of tech, considering that Creature is chronoing that out. It's a priority for him right now. Zealots fighting the Lings on the low ground. The Zealots will all be cleaned up before these cannons go down. What a oh, but the Zealot reinforcements coming in just in time. Hawkeye, are you seeing this? And it looks like the cannons will get down. This contain will stabilize. It's unlikely that JonSnow will be able to break this anytime soon, but Roaches are on the way. Ling Speed will finish up. And behind this, Creature is intending to take his Nexus. Finally, the 9:30-minute Nexus. Meanwhile, JonSnow trying to do his best to take back his natural. He knows he needs to get his base. Warp Gate will not finish before this cannon rush is broken, and JonSnow successfully breaks the contain. And Creature's plan is partially foiled here with these cannons going down. This is really important. If JonSnow intends to come back and play this game out, this is a very important step in that. If Hawkeye was here right now, he would be totally hyped.
Oh boy, yeah, no, I'm back. I'm back. There was a car alarm that went off for a little bit, so I had to mic myself.
Oh, I
mute
thought it was,
myself.
I was pretty sure it was the hurricane at your door.
You weren't,
but Warp Gate is finishing up Hawkeye, and these Roaches are pushing across the map, and there's nothing to really answer this.
Yeah, just maybe a mothership core, but Creature really needs to get this wall off done.
This Nexus won't be done in time, so the Photon Overcharge will be delayed. There's nothing here. There's no real answer to these Roaches. They're going to do huge damage. There's no question. It's not a matter of if they do damage, it's just how much. And right now, this is almost game-ending amounts of Roaches, man. With the third base coming down and the no saturation coming down at the natural, JonSnow is looking to do really, really big work here towards his goals.
Yeah, but we're going to see that this Mothership Core does get a Photon Overcharge down, which is going to take out one of these Roaches.
Nexus is still going to die.
The Nexus, is it going to go down?
It will.
Go down? It's going to force the micro out, but we don't know, and it does.
Yes.
The Nexus actually goes down, so...
No, Hawkeye. We do.
And look at this. JonSnow taking that third base behind that.
Yes, and at this point he doesn't even need the third base because he knows his opponent is effectively all in. I'm surprised to see Creature take this Nexus. I guess he has to because he has the money. But he has, like, no buildings. These gates, it's only a matter of time before they're cleaned up. If JonSnow ever finds them. The perfect proxy spot indeed.
Our forces are under attack.
This Robotech is probably the correct choice out of Creature, but JonSnow's decision to push out across those Roaches has paid dividends. He finds the proxy gates at last. He's going to destroy them, leaving his opponents on critically low amounts of tech and production. Meanwhile, he's getting his third base up. His natural is pretty much saturated. JonSnow looking like he's in a great position, provided he doesn't underestimate his opponent and doesn't lose to this War Prism that's heading out now. Which actually,
yeah, but this War Prism gets scouted.
It does. The Ling sees it in the nick of time. And with these gateways going down and completely unpowered, it won't even be able to warp in that much. He's sending in units to defend. JonSnow is completely on top of this last-ditch effort of creatures. Well, I won't say last-ditch. I'll say closely last-ditch. Semi-last-ditch. Kinda last-ditch.
Yeah, so we're gonna see that we have an Immortal and 2 Sentries in here, and the Warp Prism is just trying to find an area to go ahead and put itself off, but that Immortal's gonna go down first. Force Field's going off, so preventing these Lings from doing any damage here, but a quick pickup and go into the main.
Yeah. Like, theoretically, these can kill as many workers as he needs them to, but JonSnow should be all over this. The layers on the way, Hydras are still a ways out, but the Queens will constantly poke. The Lings and Roaches will always be there in position. This Immortal follow-up all-in is the last hope that Creature's choosing to bank his RSL life on. And I don't think it's going to do it. Like, I think even with the army he has right now, JonSnow could repel the push that's going to come in a minute. This is dire straits for our Protoss hero.
Yeah, this is our Protoss player is on the ropes here, letting JonSnow the opportunity to catch up by taking out that Nexus, and we're gonna see that big push is gonna be on his way here.
By the way, if MLT was here right now, shout out to MLT, he would say there's only 2 Protoss heroes, Tramp, and Creature is neither of them. But yes, the Roaches posturing, they know they just have to hold off this final Immortal Sentry push, and then he can just counter with his Hydra Roach tech to kill whatever last ditch Colossi or Void Ray or whatever effort Creature tries to do. We have a Ling run by trying to poke him, picking off a few Stalkers, they will get them. Huge pickoff, especially when you consider the fact that Protoss units are actually quite expensive, Hawkeye, but he will lose a lot of these Lings in exchange, almost all of them. But here's the funny thing, Stalkers are so expensive that that's almost worth it.
Yeah, right?
It's like, they're 125 to 50 gas. Gas is worth like so much more than minerals, and literally just going by the mineral count, 1 Stalker is worth 10, 2 Stalkers are worth 10, like, Lings.
Mm-hmm. These proxy pylons, not a good win for Creature as well, getting scouted right away and being taken out by a flood of Lings. So now the Hydra's going to come in. We're going to see the 10 Hydra's going to be popping out pretty shortly here. Groove Spines are on the way, and there's Roaches there and Spine Crawlers. This isn't going to be a very easy attack for a Creature.
Yeah. JonSnow doing so much work with these Lings, picking off another Stalker, breaking down the wall. The Lings are in the base. This is the last thing the Creature wants to worry about right now when he needs to win off this push. So annoying.
Yeah, so Warp Prism here is going to allow the Zergling to just sit by, but finally gets taken out. But
what do you do here? You know you can't push up that ramp. What are you waiting for? Like, how do you go? If you don't go now, you'll just be weaker later, but if you go now, you're certain to die. I don't know, Hawkeye. This is such a tough position for Creature.
Yeah, Creature actually taking the Warp Prism out. He's going to go ahead and do that classic move that we all like or hate as Zerg players, the Sentry Force Fields. But Zerglings are going to try to do some counter damage on the other side, but there is an Immortal and a couple Stalkers here, forcing that Warpin back home.
These constant Ling run-bys are such a pain.
Yeah, so we're seeing more Zerglings are coming out and additional Hydras. Then we're going to see that Hydra speed's on the way as well as +1 attack. And this Warp Prism's about to do its thing. It's just waiting patiently. Creature's got to figure out if he should be committing or not. And the sooner he commits, probably the better.
You know, it's a good thing that Gemini's here, because right now all these Ling run-bys would be turning his stomach. He'd have, like, vomit on stream.
Yeah, but all the Lings actually get in, so that forces a recall. So
killed an Immortal and 3 Stalkers.
These
That
Lings...
is such value count. And the Warp Prism is definitively pushed back. That cat's out of the bag. JonSnow, that's going to be there, so it just goes home because it knows he'll be ready for it forever.
Yeah.
He's pushing across the map. He's pretty much maxed. He has this Roach Hydra army. The Lings will never stop. This is it. This is the parade push. The parade push of Carapace and Claw.
Yeah, so we're going to see that this is going to be the big push finally in. The Warp Prism comes to unloads the Sentries to try to influence his battle, but there's just too many Hydras here, and even this one Colossus is just going to be kind of dinky in comparison. We do see some Force Fields going down, starting to pick away at some of these Zerglings.
A lot of Sentries. He's banked up a lot of energy. He's been good about not losing his army, not losing those Sentries. So from here on out, it's going to be a matter of burning all of those Force Fields and denying that third base. If he can do that, JonSnow should be able to just clinch the game fairly easily. But he's going home right now. Probably because he has no reason to attack. He knows his opponent has to come to him.
Yeah, and he's also low on the upgrades too, so he's finally getting his +1, while the Stalkers already have their +1 armor and their +1 attack. So it could have been a bad engagement on his end too. So smartly he pulls back. He's getting that gold base for his 4th, just to continue to get his lead going on, and he's planning a run by for this 3rd. So
Yeah,
this
that's
is going to
really
be big. So
This is something that really good players like never stop doing. They're always counterattacking. They're always finding windows to make their weak units strong, because that's like the point of this. Lings and Hydras, what are they good at? DPS, sheer amounts of DPS. What are they bad at? Surviving anything. So you attack where the army isn't, and that's exactly what he's planning to do.
Yeah, we're even seeing Creature is long. He's not even committing to that 3rd right now. He's committing to long distance mining to get up the money to go down.
And this Ling run by has something to say about that. Coming in, picking off these probes that, oh, the Creature really can't afford to replace. The army of Creatures pushing in. This is probably hallucinating 3 Colossi. Oh boy.
Yeah,
The 5 Colossi being pushed. Will he go forward with this? He's waddling, showing a bit of indecision. There's
yeah, but look what's waiting
has
for him. A ton of Hydras, a ton of Roaches, some
Spine
Zerglings, and Spine Crawlers as well. It's going to
This
see
is a
some...
pretty good army, though. Like, small as it is, Creatures managed to build up a nice little ball of Protoss work. And pushing back, it looks like JonSnow deciding not to engage at all, going
Yeah,
for the base race,
trade.
recognizing his opponent has no probes, no workers. No workers will escape this base. The War Prism coming back to evacuate workers, recognizing what this situation is for what it is. Will he be able to get them off? The drones evacuating, they're way ahead. They had their blitz bombing sirens going off long ago. And how many probes are out on the map? Let's check. None.
None. No probes
No
whatsoever.
Probes on the map. This is checkmate.
Yeah, then Jon Snow takes it here. You
And
see all
that's
these buildings
it.
are revealed, and
JonSnow coming back from the 1-0 deficit in the decider match, winning an almost impossible game before, holding off a proxy 2-gate with a hatch first. Unbelievable play out of JonSnow. I'm a honey word all day.
Jon Snow definitely making it look easy here. Just a
Burning
very tough situation, and just being able to create that opportunity for himself and to pull forward, and a couple missteps from Creature, and that's that.
And you know, lesser Zergs would have gone for Nidus there. They would have tried to do for some weird all-in. JonSnow doesn't care. He calmly goes for Roachling, takes his base back, pushes across the map, does what damage he can, showing definitely like good game sense consistently. Not throughout his build order choices, considering he was countered almost every game of this series, but once it actually gets into play, JonSnow showing that he is quite the fearsome player. And, you know, credit to Creature. Like, he's gone, but he showed off a great caliber of Protoss, and hopefully we'll see him in the next RSL in Legacy of the Void.
Yeah, Creature definitely being a veteran of the RSL. He knows how this works, and he knows that this is also a very, very tough competition. So congrats to him for being able to put on some great games here, but unfortunately he just kind of lost it in the end to Jon Snow. And congratulations to Jon Snow for joining Strange, Believe, and why am I totally blanking on the last player?
Because
That was a Czechoslovakia. And EJK in the round of 16.
your in-brain production is faulty.
Yes, that's what it is. So congratulations to those to these two players for making it out of a pretty tough